everybody, it's Mena. Welcome back to my channel, or if this is the very first video that you're seeing of me, then welcome to my channel. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button down below if you didn't already. I post every day except for Tuesday and Friday afternoon sometimes, and today in this video I'm going to do a Knit With Me story time. And today's Knit With Me story time is going to be the time I freaked out over getting flu mist in my nose. So this is a story that happened the same year I missed my middle school performance. And if you would like to see that story, I'll link it down below if you didn't see. So this is a story about how I was getting flu mist in my nose instead of a shot, because at that time I was so freaked out by needles, but I freaked out over nothing because I thought the syringe had a needle in it, and I screamed so loud that almost everybody, I think, in the waiting room could hear me from the doctor's office, which is super embarrassing. So this is a story just to let you guys know that if you're getting like something that looks like it has a needle in it and you're freaking out over it, it could be quite embarrassing because everybody in the doctor's office can hear you. So just keep in mind that when you're in a doctor's office, do not scream super loud that everybody can hear you, because it'll sound like you're a little bit out of control. So I'm going to get started, and I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I hope you learn not to scream in a doctor's office. So this all started about 18 years ago. I was in the 5th grade. I was getting a doctor's appointment squeezed in for getting some flu mist because I didn't want to get the flu this winter season. And I ended up getting the flu and missing my play. I have a full story about that, which I'll also link down below if you didn't see. So anyway, so I was, my mom planned an appointment for me to get the flu mist because she knew I hated needles at the time. So she scheduled my appointment. Once we got my appointment completely scheduled, she came to my school and picked me up early, and then she went to my brother's school and picked him up early, and then she took my sister with me. So I think my sister was getting the flu shot, and my brother and I were getting the flu mist. So we go to the doctor's office, and once we get there, I'm like starting to get nervous. I don't know why, because for some strange reason, I think there's a needle in the syringe in the flu mist that they're giving me. And I'm starting to shake, get nervous, and I don't know, because I keep thinking there's a needle in the syringe. So we get to into the doctor's office. The doctor gets us in. I start crying. I see him put the liquid in the syringe. I'm starting to get scared. I can't calm down. I don't know what in the world has come over me. And I'm like freaking out, and I'm screaming and crying. And then the doctor puts my flu mist in my nose. I don't feel a needle, but I could definitely feel the goo up my nose, and it felt super duper weird. And I'm kind of screaming and crying the entire time he's putting the flu mist in my nose. And then he or she was all done pretty quickly. I can't remember if it was a female doctor or a male, but they were putting the syringe in my nose. And once it was done, I was all calmed down. I could not feel a needle. And the doctor's like, "Did you feel a needle or something?" And I was like, "No." And he goes, "You're done, blah, 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 blah." And I suddenly feel a teeny bit embarrassed. And my mom looks a little embarrassed because she saw me freaking out over the flu mist. And it's because she didn't really like the way I was screaming and crying super loud. So once I'm all done, the doctor does the flu mist to my brother, and then I think he was giving my sister a flu shot, and then it was hurting, and then she was kind of like, I don't remember if she was crying or not, or if she was calm, but I think she was calm over the shot. Suddenly, I felt embarrassed because I freaked out over something that wasn't poking my skin. And once we got out of the doctor's office and got into the car, my mom has a chat with me about my behavior in the doctor's office. She goes, "Mena, you freaked out over flu mist, blah, 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 that was going up your nose and there was no needle. Why were you freaking out? Blah, 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 blah. Blah. I'm like, because I didn't know if there was a needle in it. So you screamed and cried over a syringe and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, yeah. And she's like, you kind of shouldn't be doing that. You're old enough not to do that, blah, 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 blah. Your sister got a flu shot and she cried. It was okay for her to cry because she got a flu shot, but you getting crying over flu mist when there was no needle was not okay, blah, 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 blah. You're old enough not to do that. So I suddenly felt really embarrassed, and everybody could hear you in the doctor's office, yada, yada, yada. And suddenly I start to feel bad, like and I apologized to my mom for my behavior. And she's like, that's okay. Next time you're getting a flu shot or flu mist, you need to calm down, blah, 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 blah. And you have to be a good role model for your sister, blah, 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 blah. So after that, after I got the flu mist, I ended up getting sick, which sucked because I was like sneezing and coughing. I don't know why. Does anybody else get sick from the flu mist? Let me know. And I have a full story about that, which I'll link down below if you didn't see. So after that incident, I just never got the flu mist again. I ended up just getting the flu shot because I felt like it was just more protective of me from getting the flu and stuff. And I just like learned a lesson not to freak out over syringes anymore after that incident. So the moral of the story is, if you think there's going to be a needle in some kind of syringe and you're afraid of needles, stay calm and don't scream, cry, or freak out so loud that everybody can hear you, because it is quite embarrassing. But you also have to remember that even if you're afraid of needles, you kind of need to be a good role model for like your younger sibling or other children, and screaming and crying does not do anything but make the other children or your siblings scared too. So keep that in mind when you're in a doctor's office, especially if you're getting something you think that has a needle in it. Don't freak out at all, because you don't know if there's a needle in it or not. So just stay calm and don't freak out when you're getting like flu mist or whatever you're getting that is in a syringe type thing. When you think there is a needle, just wait and stay calm and don't get scared. So that was an embarrassing story about how I freaked out over flu mist at my doctor's office. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I post every day except for Tuesday and Friday afternoon sometimes. And I'll see you in another video soon. Bye.